Welcome back to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys. I know what you're thinking. Another hiatus. Yes, I apologize. It's been a very busy time lately, so I haven't had quite enough time to kind of shoot some reviews for you guys and get those out into the world. But thank you so much if this is your first time on the channel for tuning in. And thank you, of course, to the returning subscribers and viewers. All right, guys, so I am back at it, and I will try my best to do better for you guys. I'm going to definitely try to get back to that standard of shooting one review a week and getting that out to you guys. So tonight, without further ado, guys, we have kind of a classic here. We've got the Michter's Small Batch Sour Mash. All right, so this one here is obviously it's Michter's. And what's interesting about this that I find is kind of interesting is that they're really kind of marketing the sour mash aspect of the bourbon. And you may or may not know, but I would say probably about 98 or 99% of the bourbon that's produced out there is actually of the sour mash variety. The second type is called a sweet mash, and that is where a brand new set of starter or brewer's beer or so whatever you want to call it, the mash is basically started brand new each time there is a distillery run for that bourbon. And in sour mash, a little bit of the mash is left in the mash tun to start the next batch. So again, most of the distilleries out there that are producing bourbon in the States are, using the sour mash process. So in this case, I think more or less it's a marketing type of tool. The mash bill on this, however, is a little bit more unique. So I don't want to misquote this. So what I'm going to do is just pop it up here on the screen for you guys. So it is definitely a bit of a different mash bill. And also on this here, we have 86 proof or 43% ABV. So it's a little notch above 40, which is good, but definitely, would love to have seen it a little bit higher, maybe even 45 or 50%. I would love, of course, the higher proof, almost the better. But nonetheless, that's what it's bottled at. So this one here, in Canada, see where I am here in Victoria, BC, our prices for Michter's are ridiculous. So most of the Michter's core lineup is going to be around $100. So this would probably be like $95 or $100 on the shelf, which, in the States, it's probably a 30, 40 US dollar bottle. So it doesn't quite compute. Sometimes you can find them on sale in Alberta for about $65 to $70 Canadian. So that's sort of what we're looking at price point wise there. Let's have a look at the color in the glass before we get into the nose here. So actually it is a pretty nice kind of medium kind of copper, medium amber kind of tone to it there. I figured I needed to shoot this one quickly because I was getting pretty low in the bottle here. So I wanted to get a review in the can here at least so that I can put this out here for you guys. Let's go in for a nose. On the nose. Cheers. Wow. Wow, for 43%, I didn't quite expect the nose to be as expressive. But it is very nice on the nose. There's a lot of kind of fruit candy sweetness on the nose. It's definitely got like a confectionery vibe to it. So like almost cotton candy. Definitely like, oh, you know what I got? This is it. Just like lightning just struck my brain. It's like those 5-cent strawberry candies you used to get, like that are a little bit kind of fuzzy, like with the sugar sprinkled on the top. That's what I got on the nose, and that's really kind of prominent there for me. So like strawberry note, vanilla, cotton candy, just candy sweetness. There's definitely some cherry in the background here, like nice cooked down kind of dark cherry. And that's about it on the nose. There's not really a spice note or kind of anything else that's kind of sharp or jumping out there. Very pleasant on the nose, very kind of easygoing, which would kind of make sense, 43%. So it's kind of a mellow whiskey, but let's go in for a taste here, guys. On the palate. Cheers. Wow. So my initial reaction to it is the palate doesn't quite match the nose. The very first thing that I got on the palate was quite a big rye hit. Quintessential rye flavors, light dill, a little bit of spearmint, that rye grain, like rye bread, like fresh kind of baked rye bread. Very kind of grain forward on the palate. Little bit of vanilla sweetness and maybe some caramel kind of creeping there into the mid palate. I would say this also drinks a little bit hotter than the proof point, just a little bit. If I had this blind, I might be even, might even think it's like 45 to 50% ABV rather than the 43. The finish, surprisingly, for a whiskey that's this proof is actually kind of medium. So it does kind of hang out for a bit, and there is kind of a white pepper type of finish to it. So a little bit of sparkle on the finish there, a little bit of, subdued kind of pepper note. But overall, it's kind of sweet, grain forward. Again, that rye note was what hit me immediately, like right away. So I wouldn't say this kind of fit this kind of sweet, fruity, dark cherry, confectionery nose. I'd say it's more kind of grain, rye forward. Let's go in for another sip and see if there's anything that shows up. All right, second sip. Cheers. Virtually the same experience. Right away, there's a fairly pronounced, prominent rye grain hit. Fresh baked rye, like I said. Then there's the sweet dill pickle vibe that I get. So it's kind of like dill pickle almost kind of mixed with vanilla, which I know is totally a weird tasting note, but that's sort of how it's presenting to me. Mid palate rolls around to a little bit more sweetness, some butterscotch and caramel joining the party here. A little bit drying, so it does have it's a little bit astringent on the palate. Again, I had said it's kind of rye green or grain forward, so it is a little bit grainy in the flavor profile for me. Would I pick this one up again? No, I don't think I would. The reason being that there is just too many good other options that are at the same price point or even lower. So for me, I probably wouldn't repeat purchase this, but I'm certainly glad to have given it a try. And guys, please do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. If you haven't done so already, please click that subscribe button, hit the like button, and turn on the bell for the notifications so you know when I'm dropping a new video. Until next time, guys, thanks so much for watching. May your sails be full and your drams be fuller. Cheers.